It's time for Tubi Tuesday, and today we're talking about Stay Tuned from 1992, starring John Ritter, Pam Dauber, and the man we don't mention, Jeffrey Jones. Let's talk about it. I just say we don't talk about it, but you know what I mean. So, Stay Tuned is about a couple, Roy and his wife, whose name I don't remember. Diane? No, I don't know. Who are on the outs because Roy is too much into TV. All he cares about is TV. Watching TV, watching TV. I can imagine anyone who would be obsessed with TV. I mean, what's up with that, huh? No. Yes, I can relate. But I don't have someone nagging me to stop watching TV because I'm single. Maybe an up or down. I don't know. Anyway, a strange man, played by Jeffrey Jones. Jeffrey Jones is a strange man. He's playing a strange man. He's a strange man. He shows up and he offers Roy the chance of a lifetime. A big old satellite dish with channels you've never even seen before, and a brand new TV because his wife destroyed it. And turns out this is a ploy because this guy is actually had him Spike, who is a demon that works for the devil. And he and his wife both get sucked in, although he's only supposed to be for him. And they have to survive 24 hours inside the TV or their souls belong to the devil. So, yeah, that's the whole shtick. And we get lots of parodies like It's the Mansons. Just sort of like Leave It to Beaver. Dwayne's Underworld, which is Wayne's World. What else was there? There's a bunch of parodies at the end, like Unmarried with Children. I Love Lucifer. What are the ones that we see, though? There's a wrestling match in which Captain Lou Albano, I'm Captain Lou and I'm talking to you, is the ring announcer. I'm Captain Lou and I'm talking to you. And I'm Captain Lou and I'm talking to you. And if you do drugs, you'll go to hell before you die. And I'm Captain Lou and I'm talking to you. How many times did he say that in that episode? That was the Traps episode from 2000. Ow! 2007, by the way. That hurt. 2007. Check out that episode. I reviewed it. I'm Captain Lou and I'm talking to you. But what else? There's a Tom and Jerry parody where the two are mice running from a robot cat. By the way, the animated sequences are done by Chuck Jones, the late great Chuck Jones. I think he's passed away. If he's not, then good for him. But I think he probably did Chuck Jones. Some of the best Looney Tunes cartoons. Probably the best Tom and Jerry cartoons are done by Chuck Jones. I know that his animation can be a little childish for the sake, because like some of the earlier stuff, get the earlier Bugs Bunny, the earlier stuff, it looks more rugged, ragged, where his Chuck Jones looks very sleek, very clean. But I like that. I also really like the Tex Avery stuff too. That's very, very old school. Droopy and all that. You know what? I'm happy. Hooray. But yeah. But yeah, Roy, he's very much a guy of the 90s, I want to say. You know, in the 90s, you had TV was getting to the height. You know, that's when the satellite dishes were getting prominent. That's when everybody had these clickers. By the way, he has one of those box clicker things that my grandparents had for their TV in the bedroom, a box clicker. And it's time for Sky to share with you a story about my grandpa who messed me. So, when I was younger, I would watch TV in my grandparents' bedroom. That's where I watched TV. They had the living room, I had the grandparents' bedroom. And that clicker. Well, one day, I'm sitting there watching TV, TV goes off. So I'm scrambling trying to find the remote. Can't find it. So I go up to the TV, turn it on. Walking up to the TV and turn it on? No. I do that. Okay, fine. I'll just keep watching what's on, watching it. And the sign up TV goes off again. I'm like, what? So I'm looking around trying to find a remote, thinking something's going on. And I turn the TV back on, and it happens again. It turns off again. So I get my grandma, and my grandma comes in, and right away, she's like, look out the window. And I look at when my grandpa's standing there laughing his ass off because he's been messing with the clicker outside the window. Because apparently they had clickers strong enough to do that. I don't think you can do that now. Like, I couldn't turn the TV off. Here. I'm going to go in here. Right? And I'm going to try to turn the TV off, okay? No. But let me try doing underneath the thing. Hold on. Not even from underneath the little crack in the door. Does that work? Although that is a door and not a clear window. Now I'm on the second floor, so I cannot go outside and oops. Hold on a minute. I'm on the second floor, so I can't go outside and stand. If I was on the first floor, I might be able to do it. But I'm not, so I can't and I won't. But even for the sake of a video, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, that was my story. But yeah, so they're on the verge of a divorce, really. She's ready to leave him, and he only cares about his TV, especially when he gets this new stuff. They do have 2 kids, and okay, so when you have movies, you need certain things to move plot points along and also kind of spread them out. The kids are an example of spreading it out because, well, their son figures out what's going on. The daughter ignores this at first. So she's like, no, mom and dad, they think they went to a retreat in the mountains for some reason because they mentioned it earlier, but it was never really confirmed they were going there. They think they went to the mountains. By the way, this movie starts out with a pretty effective, creepy scene where you don't see Jeffrey Jones. You just see the guy show up. I got an offer for you. And then the wife's like, well, where did you go? And she goes outside and they both get zapped, which is confusing, what we find out later. But again, what happens later, these people got far. So yeah, they get in there and they have to last 24 hours. And there's a lot of stuff trying to kill them. But eventually they end up in this. They meet with this other demon named Crowley. Hello, boys. No, not that one. It's Eugene Levy, which threw me off. I'm like, Jim's dad is a demon. Oh, I'm Crowley, and I'm like, fuck you are. You're not British. But yeah, I'm Crowley, and I'm gonna. That's a little. No. This is Eugene Levy, and this is Owen Wilson. You gotta be a little more nasally for Owen Wilson, but you can be a little bit more sporadic for Eugene Levy there. But anyway, poor guy though. He gets like his arm taken off his leg. He's hopping around at one point. Poor guy, and he's trying to one up Spike, so that Spike doesn't get the quota. You know what I mean? Yeah. But eventually we get to this French Revolution part. The hell is that? And that's when everything goes. He's about to be beheaded, but then the kids, the son finally convinces the daughter, hey, there's something going on with dad. They're able to patch in to the satellite dish and try to talk to him. And so the mom convinces the people that it is God, and they let him go. And that is able to stretch out the time that they need. The 24 hours is over, and Roy is able to go home. So Roy is sent home. Just Roy because per our we need to pad out the runtime shtick. Uh, Spike decides, oh yes, yes, yes. The contract was only for one person, so because it is Roy who signed the contract, he has to let him go. But the wife did not sign the contract, so you know, uh, sucks to be her. She's stuck, and so Roy is set free. Before I continue, I just want to point out how smart it was to hire two TV actors to play these characters, you know, with John Ritter and Pam Dauber, who have both made TV before, like Three's Company and Morgan Mindy. So they've done TV shows before, so they get played two people that get sucked into a TV world. I think it works, But now Roy has to figure out a way to get back in there to save his wife. And he gets in there and we get the stereotypical, instead of, she's not like strapped. It's not like Dudley Do Right stuff where she's tied to the tracks. She is strapped to a thing full of dynamite on the tracks, and a train is a coming. So Roy and Spike have a war going through other TV programs, including a parody of Three's Company, which of course they play for laughs when he arrives, and you get a Christy and Janet body doubles. It's not really Joyce DeWitt or Suzanne Summers that come in. They come in and he goes, ah! And it jumps. And then we end in our battle in a Salt and Pepper music video. Yeah, I don't know. The fight goes and then he's like, you're gone. And he hits the remote and he sends him out somewhere. And then he goes back to save his wife after he does a little more dancing to the song. He goes to save his wife. He can't free her because this other dude has stopped him from doing it, which is kind of contradicting because he wants to have Spike's job. So if you let them go, Spike will lose his job, right? I don't know. It's confusing. Again, we got to pad the runtime. But eventually, they're able to free him. The explosion happens, which he's able to get her free. And there's also a fencing moment because he used to fence in college, which leads into after. I gotta mention that because that's what leads to something he does afterwards. But anyway, by the way, this movie's narrated by the son, which kind of threw me off. Anyway, so they're trying to figure out how to get out because the trains are coming. It's gonna explode. Spike at this point. Does he come back or is he done for? I think. I don't remember. I just watched it. I don't remember. But anyway, they realize the only way to stop it is by turning the TV off. So they hit the off button and they're sent back through the dish. And then the dish, there's this Rottweiler that they keep showing. That's the neighbor's Rottweiler. Was going after the kids earlier. He gets sucked into the thing and goes after Spike. Yeah, Spike gets attacked by this Rottweiler, and then the whole dish just melts. And we see that this new guy, who I guess was a guy from The Wire, I think he was from The Wire, and Dexter, he gets Spike's job. So, yay for him. And the movie ends showing that Roy only watches, the only show that Roy watches on TV now is 60 Minutes. That's a dated reference. Is that even still on the air? 60 Minutes. And I always remember that whenever we're watching CBS, it was annoying with that. Tonight on 60 Minutes. During the commercials, But that is a time there. That was big back then. I don't hear much of it now. Is it still on the air? Or is it like every once in a while, like 2020? 2020, I remember it was on after TGIF. And that's when you knew it's time to either go to bed or switch to another channel, like Nick at Night or something, Yeah, and so because he only watches 60 Minutes now, he's a fencing teacher. because they got to call back to that for some reason. I don't know, but yeah. And I also want to point out that a kid narrating movie with John Ritter does call back to Problem Child, but I do want to say that this kid is a better narrator than Michael Oliver. Sorry, I know he wasn't that big. Michael Oliver was never really an actor. He had those two roles and that was it. He didn't move on. He didn't really do anything. He quit acting after that. So you can't really hold it against him. I'm gonna give this a pretty good. This is a solid film. I think a solid 90s film. I'd actually like to buy this if I can. But yeah, this was fun to watch. Now, as you may notice, I'm kind of going in a way that different genres. Usually I try to go the horror route, right? The last Tubi Tuesday thing I did was a lot of horror. Well, there'll be a few horror movies in here. One, maybe two, maybe three or four, five. About 5 horror movies in here. I think two of them are. But there's also like romantic comedies. I think it's romantic comedy. And there's action movies and some with wrestling and all that. I am trying to go more of a mixed route with this, not just horror like I usually do. Because, can you imagine if I was able to wait and do all those for Halloween Horror Month? How much better Halloween Horror Month would have been? So I'm trying to do less, but there are some that I just want to do now. So, yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Stay Tuned? Excuse me. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.